Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 2 of my visit to Vintage Guru. There will be a part 3 and yeah, this is turning into a bit of a how many times can I pick up a piece of glass and fall into a rabbit hole trying to figure out what it is. Yeah, so I don't always figure it out. Not enough references, not enough in the books, not enough anything. You just have to do the best you can. So anyway, with that said, let's get on with the video because there's some interesting little bits and pieces in this one. If I can get my mouth out. Anyway, let's get going. This is where I was looking when I was looking. As you can see, there's a little room here, and I think there's another room over there, and maybe another one, and then you've got another room down here, and another bit of clothes in here. Yeah, this is an interesting bit. I'm going to come back to this bit, and yeah, and they have a few books down there. I'm coming at this from the back. I wanted to see this one here. It says it's a gull vase, but it says it's home guard. Now, maybe someone can tell me, but I'm looking at the base of that and it looks too nicely made, too smooth. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out. It might be a English one. I'm not certain. So, the vase we were looking at had Home Guard Cascade ? Written on it. So Home Guard made the original gull vases, and then they licensed the design to Cascade in the UK. So the question is it an original Home Guard one or is it a Cascade one? And I just thought, let's just try to delve a bit more. I don't have examples of each in my hand to show you if there's any difference. So we've got this one here with a label on it. So this one is a Home Guard one, and you can see it's the same. And we've got one with it on its side, and we can look at the base. And if you look at this picture here, you can see this bit is like, it's quite smooth, but it's got this like textured. So on the other one, it's very smooth in the middle, the one that we were looking at in Vintage Guru, and this one's all kind of a bit bumpy and stuff. So I did know there was another one I saw in the Scandinavian glass collectors group on Facebook, and this one's got the label, and this one is when it's just sort of like coloured like ones I think they're called Carnaby, but it's still a gull vase as such, and it too has a kind of, the outer part's a bit like the one that we were looking at, but the inner part is this texture in it. So I did a bit of reading. There's a group called Glass Messages, and they were talking about it, and they're talking about the different colours, that they're made in different colours, dark blue, blah blah blah, and the one's smoky grey. So it's saying the Home Guard ones are dark blue, dark green, amber, but the ones that are smoky grey, clear and light blue are made under license in the UK, and that would be by Cascade. On the next page there's one here, but it's in amber, and there's the label. There's the Cascade label, so we've seen that. And I did find another one because I've been banging about. Oh yeah, this one here. So they mentioned clear. Here's a clear pair of gull vases with the Cascade label on. So I think that was the smoky grey. So I think that it's a Cascade one, made by Cascade England for Home Guard, and the fact that the texture on the bottom isn't quite the same as the ones with the Home Guard label makes me further believe that. So, you know, none of this is perfect, but I think that was a Cascade made one and not a Home Guard made one, and that's the best I can do. I've seen some of these things before, and I can't remember if it's because I've just been here so many times or if they were here last time, because I haven't rummaged around. I've seen this before. It looks like a candlestick, but it goes right down the side. They're saying it's they're saying it's a vase. Yeah, I have seen it before, but I can't think where. Let me just check underneath, see if it's got a pontle mark. No, it's just pressed glass. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh, are these glass? No, they're pottery. You have to check, because I've been caught out with that before. They're metal. Yeah, I don't recognise this. It's not Whitefriars. It's a bit like the 9099, but look at how fine the little bubbles are. That's way too fine. And then you've got a sort of 1830s, 40s Nelson type decanter there. And you've got and I've got to say this right, Itala, I think, Itala. Yeah, they want £8 though, so yeah, I don't know what the right price for that, but I think £8 is probably all of it. Oh, it's got a mark underneath. What's that say? Yeah, it's difficult to read. I might just freeze the camera and then figure it out after when I get home. What it says is Marimekko. You can see it very clearly there. If you do a big freeze frame, it becomes obvious. So straight to Google and then straight to eBay to see what I can find. And yeah, so this one sold for, I'm going back through the solds here. This one sold for £22. So £8 looks very reasonable. There's a pair there, 44. But actually, if I go back to this page, I think. Yeah, there's a pair that sold £16.99 plus. So you're really talking 20 quid, £10 each for a pair. Colours, God, this one sold in Japan for £201. What the hell? But yeah, the price is a bit all over the place. I think the colour makes a difference. I suspect the green one is a bit cheaper than the others. There's another one in Japan. Is that the same? Yeah, I don't know why it's there twice. It's the same one. They seem to be about £10 plus if you're buying them off eBay. There's a pair though, but I think it's got a little bit of thing with it, and they made a bit more money. They made about over £20. There's a green one that went for $14.99. So yeah, I think £8 is not, you know, you're not stealing it, but it's a decent price. Look, there's a green one for £22. I think that might be the one we saw on the other page. But anyway, yeah, £8 is a decent price. Back in here, just spotted this. Yeah, pontle mark. So this is a quilted finger bowl. It looks like Whitefriars Old Amber, so it might be a Whitefriars piece. I will see if they've got. Problem is, the period that this is from, there's a massive gap in the catalogues at the moment. Yeah, I will see, but maybe not. I seem to remember the quilted ones from the early catalogues have star cut bases. So this book is Whitefriars Glass, Jane Powell and Son of London. It's the Museum of London book. And yeah, it has some quilted glass. This is from the 1855 catalogue. They've got some quilted glasses up here. But here you've got a couple of finger bowls, but no foot on this one. There are some more. A couple of pages over. I think there's a bit on this page, but that's not finger bowls either. Go over another page. There we go. And yeah, the finger bowl here is not footed either. So the answer is I don't know. Let me show you something online and I'll show you what I mean about the gap. That gap exists not so badly in this book, but it is there. So I'm looking at the Whitefriars Glassworks website, and yeah, if you look at the catalogues here, you've got 1860, 1865, which is no good to us because it's mirrors, and then 1931, and that's the gap I'm talking about. 1860 to 31, that's like 71 years. And if you go in here, this is the catalogue, so it's got quite a lot of glass in it, and the page that we were looking at is, I think it was this one here. Yeah, so you can see it's a bit better on here, and yeah, there's no foot on here. In fact, the only thing that looks like it's got a bit of a foot is that. But yeah, inconclusive. The colour looks very like Whitefriars old amber, but I can't be conclusive because I don't have a pattern. But then you've got that 70-year gap. We know that they were making them in 1855. I think they were making these for a lot longer. I think there's something in the 1870, but there's not a full cat. I've got like 2 pages or something, a few pages from 1870. I know they made these quilted wares for a while, but there's plenty of room for them to have made that and for it to be catalogued, but we don't have the catalogue. Oh, just fast forward this underneath the box there. Yeah, this is Murano. Yeah, he's got Italian on it, £9. I have no idea how much they should be. They're quite sweet little things, but they are small. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's Murano. So I'm back with the good old 20thcenturyglass.com website, and yeah, so this is the little bowl that we were looking at. It's a geode, Murano geode. Summerso relates to this cased method where you got these colours layered inside each other. But it says these bowls are made by several manufacturers, Archimedes, Sugusu and Senendizi, 50s and 60s. So yeah, that's no good to me. But this is the exact bowl that we were looking at. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I knew I'd seen it before. There you go. Pair of decanters here. Yeah, what's he say? Lovely decanter, blah blah blah. Minus stopper. There's a pair. Minus stopper. And yeah, I think I've seen this pattern. I think these might be Sowerby from the 1880s. I will try and find them. So this is the Sowerby 1885 catalogue, and this is the decanter I was thinking of, but it's not exactly the same. The other one we had has a slightly different shape. I think it's got slight points on the end here. The petals around the neck, they're not pressed, so I can't say they're cut. They're pressed, so I can't say they're cut petals. But these petals here, there's more of them. So yeah, so this is 1885. The same decanter is actually in the 1874 one as well. So yeah, so that decanter I think counts as mid-Victorian. I reckon it's probably one of the other makers. Which one? I don't know, because this is the only one I've got this kind of range of catalogues for. So yeah, I downloaded these from, I think, the Victorian Press Glass website. So yeah, I'll give you a link for that. Near them is this. So it looks like Whitefriars, but it's got a broken pontle. It says Whitefriars. There's too much glass there, I think. I don't think it is. Even if the broken pontle was a mistake, I don't think it's quite right. So I'm looking at a decanter here. It said it's signed and it's got like a, I can get it the right way up, but then I can't see the picture. It's an N with a crown over it. I've seen that before. I know. My brain's not racking me. Let me put it back the right way up and you can have a look at it. And I'll find it. So yeah, look at it now. Yeah, it's super weird. It's like an agitator bottle, but yeah, it's with cherries on the top, literally, and also it's very well made. The stoppers fits really nicely. So I'm thinking it might be Baccarat. I've seen that mark. I've seen it, and yeah. Anyway, I'll definitely try and find that. And obviously, as soon as I start looking at it here, I'm kicking myself because I know it's Nachman. Yeah. So Nachman is German, as you'd expect with a name like that. And yeah, so this is the symbol. It didn't have the word Nachman underneath it, but it just had this N with the crown over it. Yeah, what an idiot. Anyway, I did find a similar decanter that was for sale, but it's gone, and it has the word Nachman written right across it. So that's a bit of a giveaway. But it's interesting that the one we saw, yeah, different shape bottle, but the lip goes right up on this one. The other one just cuts straight off there. But anyway, and the glasses, look at the little fancy cherry glasses as well. Nachman are still going. They're from Bavaria. I've been through all 66 of their decanter carafe pitcher products, and they don't still make anything with a cherry on top. So not new. It's newish though. It looked pretty unused actually. So yeah, regardless of how old it is, it's a pretty unused piece of glass there. And Nachman are a good maker. Got a fairly standard late Victorian Edwardian water jug there, but right next to it is this American swung vase, and somewhere like Fenton and Northwood or something like that. I will try and find that swung vase. It's carnival glass and it's yellow, and I think it's on clear. It's very difficult because it's right next to this light. Went to David Dottie's Carnival Glass website. Yep. And the funny thing is that I think this is the vase here. Took me a while to find it. So, and then I went into, I think I went into here. And no, I didn't. I went into here. Yes. And it was actually quite hard to find, to tell the truth. And it was this one here. So if you look at this one here, see, these ones have got very distinct rings around them, and this one doesn't. And this is more like what we were looking at. And this one, so it's called Ripple Imperial. It's American. So I thought I can get an American price for this thing. So I went to the Carnival Glass website and found it there, and found one. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect it to do that. How can I make it do that? There you go. So that's what we were looking at. Obviously it was under funny light. You couldn't see it properly, but that's what we were looking at. And these are American prices, so you can't expect this. If you go into here, this one's sold, and it's sold for $75. Yeah. They normally give a rough date here, but not in this one. So anyway, there you go. It's a Imperial Ripple, and yeah, I'm not really familiar with that company. I think it's probably less common in the UK. This book is Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. And yeah, so this is a Slim Jim here. You can see Ravenhead did a number of variations in the shapes. Slim Jims are straight up and down like the glass we were looking at. It's 5.5 inches tall, which is about, I think that's what that glass was about, but on it is auto blown edge, so it's a rounded edge on it, and the base is just probably about 3mm thick, which is about what that is. After you've seen some that come out of boxes, you kind of like have to try to learn the shapes, because there's 1700 different patterns. You are never going to learn them all, but you can have a good try. So yeah, there's all these other different shapes. The ones you see the most are probably you see Slim Jims, Chunkies and Chubbies the most. Occasionally you might see one of those. These smaller ones, I don't really recognise those. I don't think I really see them. Look at this funny little set down here. Little like miniature wine glasses. I think these are probably Bagley with these little flowers on. Yeah, not super exciting though, unless you like pink roses on your glasses. Some bits of Italian Poli, but these are quite big. This one is absolutely huge. And look at the stem on that, that's a bit unusual. You see we're in the basement, so. This looks like that'll probably be Czech. Another Poli, but no stopper. No stopper for that will cost you about 25 quid. So yeah, it's worth money with the stopper in, but it's hard to get the stoppers and they're quite expensive. So I thought I would have a look at the prices of Empoli bottle stoppers. Now, I haven't been able to find any sold ones in the UK, but the prices in the USA are absolutely bonkers. Look at this one here, £58.60. I mean, forget the postage because it'd be posted to the UK, that doesn't count. No, this one's 39, so you talk about 35 quid for that one. Yeah, 50 quid for that one. Oh, that one's cheap. That's like, that one is 25, but it's amber, so that's not so desirable. Another one, 58.60. Look at that. Yeah, purple one, 39. Blue one, what the hell? Yeah, so this is the kind of money you're paying for. There's one for 43, 27. Not cheap, these stoppers. But the people selling them know that they're useless without the bottle. Well, the value is in having the whole thing. And in America, they are very collectible. There's another one, 53. There is even a Facebook group just for Empoli stoppers. Yeah, that's how sought after they are, because when you look at the whole bottle, the value of the whole bottle, yeah, it's quite high. These are interesting. They're a bit like Ravenhead Chunkies or Chubbies. I'm not sure they are though. Cool design. Looks very 60s design. The other thing that's here, these looks like Pyrex pickups, but they're not the same at all. But the idea with the plastic and glass. And it says, what does that say? Yoplait. Never seen those before. They There's some wear on there though, so on the plastic, so yeah, never seen those before. Got some Luminarc, yeah, fairly standard stuff. This is interesting though, because it's still in the box. And yeah, I've had a look, I picked this box up already. And it doesn't tell me anything. The company's CL. I don't even know if that is the company. It just says presentation, gift pack, decorated glasses. They look like Bagley, but I don't recognise that CL logo. It's upside down there, so yeah. These are Bagley. Black polka dot. They are in the book. What's it say underneath actually? Made in England. Yeah. It's actually got Bagley written on it. I think when I think these have been here a while. I think when I first saw them, I don't think it had that. I think I might be me that's caused that. But yeah, these are not common. But they're quite stylish if you're looking for a 50s look, because that's when they're from, I think. But I can check that in the book. Yep, we are back with Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. And yeah, so this is the stuff. It's Jetique Polka Dot Range by Bagley. So this is the Bagley section. And the date we've got is 1957 to 75. So yeah, and the handkerchief vase was this one. This is what we were looking at. So yeah, it's quite nice to see it there. It's actually, I'm looking at it, it's not the same number of undulations as the Chance one, so they're not copying. A couple of little Whitefriars ashtrays down here. They're both 9099s. I think patterns originally from the 50s. You can see this one is cased. Can you see it's clear around the outside, and this one isn't? So the fact that the colour is solid doesn't mean that it's not Whitefriars. Some of them are cased, some of them are not. Yeah. Oh, just spotted something else. So underneath this Whitefriars, what's he got written on here? Chance glass. So, but it's a variation on the swirl. It's red. If I remember rightly, I think the red ones are rare. Yeah, I think I've only ever seen it once before. So yeah, I will check that in the book. This book is 20th Century British Glass by Giles Hajdemach. And yeah, so this is the swirl pattern. And this pattern was not that. No. So it had like, it was a bit like this, but not this either. And that's actually not supposed to be Chance. There's another maker of similar plates to this called filigrane glass. It's German. And yeah, the thing I noticed about that plate is you see this swirl pattern goes right to the very edge of the plate, and those plates had like a border that ran round. And I know that the filigrane patterns always have a bit of a border. Not some of the Chance Brothers do, some of them don't, but the swirl one doesn't. And it makes me think maybe, I mean, the Chance Brothers do another one called Pinwheel, which I don't have a picture of. So yeah, I'm a bit stuck really. It might be filigrane glass, it might be Chance Brothers, but when I was looking at it, when I was able to freeze the picture, I was thinking it's not quite the same pattern when you look at it very closely. But I was in the semi-dark down there in the cellar. So, but anyway, the answer is I'm uncertain because it's not quite a match, and it's not quite a match in a way that makes it possible to be somebody else's. Got a little cave nest thing here. Yeah, but look at that little forest of Acida bud vases. They're from 1970. Yeah, they're the small one. No, they're not. I don't think these are the smallest ones. But yeah, they're £8 and £10 each. It looks like. And yeah, and this is Wedgwood. What's he got written on it? Slim grey vase. Yeah, this is Wedgwood. I will look that up. It's in the Dartington book. This is the seed catalogue from 1971 to 73. I downloaded this from the Mats Linder website, and yeah, so this one looks too short. I think this is what we were looking at, this middle one, and yeah, so that gives you just proving that's what it is, because you do see these around. They're kind of very art glass looking, but they are also very common as well. You could build a small forest of these, and they're usually pretty cheap as well. This book is Dartington Glass, the First 20 Years by Linder and Stuart Smithson. And this is the Wedgwood section. Yeah, he's got the dates like this, but they didn't start making for Wedgwood until 1983. And this is FJT3, which means it's the third design. In fact, there isn't a 1, so maybe it's only the second design. So yeah, I knew it was early on in there, but it is 1983, which is actually not a million years ago, because I was already left school working hard, etc., etc. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we were looking at just now. I don't think they're that valuable, but they're not that common either, because they're just a small little bud vase, really, just a bit of a different shape. Just to end up, got a couple more Medina seahorses back here. Let me check if they are, because this one is not marked. Yeah, and I'm never 100% certain now, since I saw those Phoenician ones, and this one's not marked either. They're not the normal stripy style ones, so they might be Phoenician. I don't know. I will actually do a Google search and just see what the Phoenician ones look like, and whether those patterns on those ones, because they're not quite the sort of stripy standard ones that you get from Medina. So I've done an image search for Phoenician seahorse. Only one has appeared. It's got the label on it. You can see it here. Yeah, and it does look very like. Will it show it? Yeah, there's the same one. Shows you the label close up, and you can see it looks very like a Medina one. If you look at the Medina ones here, this is the kind of thing I was thinking of. This more stripy pattern like this, but yeah, and a lot of these are signed. A lot of the Medina ones you see are signed, but that I don't know if that means the ones that are not signed are someone else. Yeah, it's very difficult to really know where to go with that, because they are very handmade. No two will be exactly the same. I don't know what the variation difference between Phoenician and Medina ones. I was just hoping to do this and just see if we could work it out, but there's not enough Phoenician ones. We've only got one, so that's not enough to give you a range of looks, is it? So there you have it. So if you weren't in doubt about things like Medina seahorses and Chance Brothers plates beforehand, yeah, you are now, because that's the problem. You just know that everything's perfect. You know, it's all Medina seahorses, it's all Chance Brothers plates, and then you learn something new and you're just going, oh no, it's not always that. Yeah, that is the nature of the beast. So anyway, all the references I used will be in the description as well. Also, all the links and address for Vintage Guru will be in the description below as well. And please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.